Hi, hello, welcome back. This is Allison Backus Troy with my YouTube video and my social media pages for the Shared World, which is my own just personal exploration into the humanities and everyday life. I have not made a video in a couple months, and that is because the holidays came, and I knew that I wanted to give myself a bit of a break during the holidays because I was making a lot of things as gifts, and it's just a busy season, and so I'm glad that you're all still with me after an almost 2-month hiatus. What I wanted to do today was, even though the holidays are over, we clearly still have like all our Christmas cards up, and I wanted to do a little bit of a haul video, a little bit of a showing of some humanities related things that I got for Christmas that I think are just really cool, and I wanted to show them to you, and also to give you just an idea of some goals and hopes that I have for this channel and for this project in the coming year. So the first thing I wanted to show you, which I think is just so immensely cool, and I'm so glad that my coworker got this for me. For those of you who are like crafty people, this is so cool. So this is literary yarns, crochet projects inspired by classic books. And what it is, it's crocheting all these little figures from different classical literature. So like you can get Julius Caesar crocheted. You can get Sherlock Holmes, you can get Frankenstein, you can get Anne of Green Gables. Like, it's just a really, really cool, funky, fun collection of crocheting projects that connect to books of classic lit from like all across different ranges of books. And it's just like, look at this, like Ebenezer Scrooge. That's so cute. And like for somebody like me who's like a crafter person and looking kind of up their crafting game, this is really fun. It's really fun for teachers and instructors. Here's Hamlet as a crocheted little figure, and you can buy these kinds of things on Etsy. People do all sorts of kind of like crochet fandom craft things, but I got this as a Secret Santa gift from my coworkers, and I just think it's marvelous. It's by a writer named Cindy Wang. She does a lot of these kinds of crafting things, and this book I found, like, I haven't made anything in it yet because I've been working on some other stuff, but it's just laid out really well. Like the pictures are, if you're somebody who crochets or knits or crafts, like it's just laid out well. The instructions are laid out well. It's easy to follow. She's funny. I want to find just like a quick. So this is like a sense of humor. So this is Quasimodo and Esmeralda. And what's really cool about this one is that for Esmeralda, you can really kind of like change her up. And she even says that in the instructions for here, like you can kind of, create your own version of like what she looks like. But this is just a little quote of her sense of humor. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is a pretty juicy story. Love, lust, betrayal, attempted murder, actual murder, public humiliation, executions. It has all the ingredients for a tragedy that could rival some of today's best dramatic television. And it's just fun and funny, and the little staging of these characters are really cute. So Cindy Wang, literary yarns, crochet projects inspired by classic books. I think this is wonderful and adorable and lots of fun. So maybe I'll make one of these. Maybe there'll be like some fails of some of these guys because I've never done anything like this before. So this I think will just be a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. I'm gonna save this one for later. I'm gonna do a whole different video on this time. So this is another book that I got for Christmas. There's a theme. They're all books. This was recommended to me by John Sweeney, who is an editor at Paraclete Press. And it's called Meetings with Remarkable Manuscripts, 12 Journeys into the Medieval World. And just look at that cover. It's just so beautiful. And what this is just kind of like a visual history of some different medieval European manuscripts. And the reason I wanted this book was that, it's beautiful. I love looking at medieval manuscripts. I love looking at, Middle and Old English. I love looking at the artistic illustration. I love looking at the ways that religious history and literary history and cultural history kind of connect in these medieval images and the studies of these medieval images. And it's just such a beautiful collection of these different medieval texts. So I haven't gotten a chance to look through this really fully, but I knew I really wanted it because we didn't have a book like this at home. I think my only complaint about it is that, you know, it's heavy and it's because it's like a paperback and it's thick, it's a little hard sometimes to kind of like hold it open. But this is a great resource book. It, again, just has like these really stunning images of all these different types of medieval texts and the ways that they were saved and restored, and lots of different history things in here. So if you're somebody who really enjoys these kinds of books and this kind of history, I would really recommend this, and I'm excited that we now have it and I can just kind of pick it up, look at it whenever I want. This is another book that I got. And I share some things from this organization on my Facebook page sometimes, but it's an Atlas Obscura encyclopedia. Atlas Obscura isn't specifically like a humanities website, but they do a lot of really cool tracking of just all these different historical and artistic and scientific things throughout human history. I mean, like, it's just a very broad range, but their Facebook page and their social media is really cool, and this encyclopedia is really cool. What I really like about this is that this is something that I can have out, I can flip through it, like if I'm feeling like, you know, I want to read something, but I don't want to get too invested, I don't have that much time before I have to go to school pickup, or I have to go to work, or whatever, I could just flip through here and you just get like all these cool little tidbits. One of the ways that I learned to read when I was a kid was, you know, my grandma had given me these childcraft encyclopedias, and it was this like 12-volume set of all these different topics, and I loved it. I love reading through encyclopedias. I mean, it's a big reason why I love reading cookbooks. Like, I love just the layout, and I love, you know, here's this information about this thing. Here's this information about another thing and another thing and another thing. And so the Atlas Obscura one is just another really cool example. So again, it's not like super humanities related, but there are a lot of humanities related things in here, things about writers' homes, things about, you know, preserving handwriting, things about just different historical things from around the globe. So it's really fun. I mean, Neil Gaiman really likes it. Lena Dunham really likes it, which, you know, Lena Dunham, whatever. But Guillermo del Toro really likes these things. So it's just, it's a cool thing to have in your house, and I'm really glad that I like it and that I have it. This is something that we got for my son. Well, I got it for my son, and I got it a couple months ago, and my son is 6.5, and when I got it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so exciting. I can't wait to like look at this with him. And then I got it, and I went to wrap it, and I was flipping through it, and I was like, you know, based on who he is, I might want to wait till he's older to give this to him. But I thought it was really cool, and I think a lot of you will really think it's cool. What this is, it's called Where's Will? It's kind of like a Where's Waldo for Shakespeare. It's really cool. I think this is really fun. The illustrations are really neat. This is actually from Usborne Books, which I know that a lot of people get invitations to those Usborne like parties, like, oh, this random person from high school that you don't know is selling these books, and join her party, and you can, you know, if you buy a certain amount of books, I mean, it is an MLM work, but at the same time, I really like these. Like, I think that, you know, we have some of these other or some other stories from like their company of different global fairy tales, and I just think like the books are presented really well, and the layout is really pretty, and it's good quality, and I like them. So I got this from one of those Usborne parties, and I just think it's so rad. What you do is that in each page goes through a different, I mean, like, you get all these different descriptions of tragedies. So here's Julius Caesar, which my husband and I got to go see last summer, and it was fantastic. My son is 6.5, like I said, and I don't really know if, like, this is how I want to introduce him to tragedy. You know, I might need to wait. But it has all these different descriptions of all of his different works. It's in these really neat, like, illustrations. This would be perfect for, you know, older elementary, middle school kids. This would be perfect for, like, a Shakespeare course. And, like, just look at this. Here's this, like, town setting, and you have to find Shakespeare. I think it's just really cool. So we're gonna hold on to this I think it's really wonderful. Maybe my son will like it. Maybe he won't, and I'll just keep it. Maybe it'll be like a giveaway item from my page at some point. All I know is like it's. I'm really happy that we have it in my house. I think it's a really neat way to introduce Shakespeare to people. It's a great coffee table book. It's great for, kids that might be a little bit older than 6.5. And it's great for me. Like, I just think it's really wonderful. So if you're looking for it, it's, if you know anybody who's selling those Usborne books, it's on the Usborne website. You could just look for it. The last thing I want to show you, and this is something I'm not going to delve into too deeply here because I'm going to do a whole video about this next week, but I got this book for Christmas that I had been wanting for a while, and I'm so excited that I got it, and I'm so excited that I had the chance to read through it in the way that I got to. It was just magnificent, and it's Circe. Circe is by a writer named Madeline Miller, who's a classicist, who really focuses her novels on kind of like a revisionist history of ancient Greek myths. And I mean, not even exactly revisionist history. Almost all the events in here come from different documents recounting the life of Circe, who, for those of you who don't know, in the Odyssey, Odysseus ends up on this island, and Circe is like this witch who doesn't really like entrap him, but they sort of fall in love. He stays on the island for a long time, and it keeps him from moving forward on his quest. And so it's just kind of a recounting of her life. It is one of the best novels I have ever read. It's so engrossing. Circe's voice is so captivating. I got this on Christmas Day, and I read 150 pages. And I'm a fast reader, but I just was sucked in. I mean, I did not know what was going on around me. I was just fully engrossed in this novel, and that's very rare for me as a reader, to be so engrossed in a world and into a character's voice and recounting an experience that I just am sucked in. So I was really glad to get this. One of my topics for the next few videos I'm going to make is about current retellings of ancient Greek and classical myths, because there's just a lot of that going on. I mean, it happens all, I mean, it's not an uncommon thing to be retelling these ancient stories, but there's just a lot of really good retelling of these stories right now, and Circe is one of them. The prose is so beautiful. The attention to the source material was such a surprise to me. There are things that I learned about these ancient myths and about Circe herself that are true to source material that I just had no idea of. And it's super compelling. It is not for children. Do not have this on Audible at your house. It is ancient Greek myth. There's a lot of stuff going on in here, but it's phenomenal, and I'm so glad I got it. And I'm going to be doing a video specifically about this book next week. So that's my Humanities haul for Christmas, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about what some of my goals are with this channel and with the different social media pages I have associated with the channel for this coming year. So I was so glad to start this project. It's been such a source of energy and creativity and scholarliness for me. Like I said, as somebody who's working as an independent person, not specifically affiliated with a university or in a teaching position that's traditional, I really have to kind of figure out how to do this kind of work that I want to do on my own, which is a combo of teaching and research and writing, and this channel really is doing that for me. And I think that this past year has been slow because I've been trying to figure out what exactly I want to do, and I've been very comfortable with doing that, and I've been very happy with the support that I've gotten from you and from your interest in the page and the channel. So my goals for this year are to just keep doing it and to do it better, to be more consistent in the videos that I put out, to link all my social media pages for it, because I have a Twitter account that I hardly ever use because I'm hardly ever on Twitter, but I need to link all these things. I want to make better quality videos and learn how to do that. I don't have a MacBook. I just have my iPhone, and there's kind of limited editing you can do on an iPhone, but I want to learn and I want to make more quality content about these things that I love, which are figuring out what it means to love the humanities in everyday life and to love poetry and reading and the art of reading and history and just all these different connections with the humanities and presenting them to you and discovering them along with you. So my goal is to do a video every Friday, have a Friday video. So please look for next week where I am going to be talking more in depth about just this beautiful, beautiful novel. And be looking for the ways in which this channel is going to expand and grow. So I'm really excited for this coming year and the work that I have going into this, and I'm grateful for all of you and for getting to discover these things along with you. So Happy New Year, take care, talk to you later.